youth camp at our PUWU conference and hospitality center Kasua, and it was very beautiful. There was an Aquaba night where we dressed to represent our respective regions, portray our traditions. Then the next day we had training sessions. Then in the evening there was this dinner where the gentlemen appear in their beautiful suits and the ladies in their dinner wear. So we need. So on the platform, those who have seen it have seen it. And I was surprised. 58, 59 years, say they are also youth and want to join the youth camp next year. So it means we are all youth, and this is all possible because of this gentleman. This gentleman I'm introducing is our General Secretary for Public Utility Workers Union. He's been the General Secretary. He's in his 8th year, the second term. God willing, in few months, he will be handing over the baton to somebody. But we still see a lot in him, and we believe he can do a lot for not just PUWU. And so we are also fighting hard to get a slot at the Trade Union Congress TUC level, where our General Secretary is vying for the Deputy Secretary General position. It is possible, right? Yes. So we should all keep him in our prayers and pray that our General Secretary gets the nod to lead at that level, so he can lift high the flag of PUWU more than he has done so far. So with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, brother lawyer Michael Edumata Nyanteji, our General Secretary.
When we say Amandla, you respond away to. It means power to the people. Amandla! 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 Shinga PUWU shinga! Shinga PUWU shinga! Shinga PUWU shinga! Shinga! Krohaya! So good morning, brothers and sisters, and it's always a pleasure to see all of you. We thank God for this opportunity for the regional council meeting, and I'm also glad to be here to observe and listen. I always say anytime we meet, it's always a learning experience. We thank God our facilitator had already shared some few things with us. I'm sure we would have picked one or two things. Because today you may be young, but remember, every day that God grants you life, you are growing. Whatever it is, a time will come, you will exit the company. But what preparations are you making for the next phase of life? It's always good to do your work and do it well. And as I'm sure all of one position or the other as union executives, we are expected to be examples to our members, to the rank and file. So as the Nigerians will say, if they should mention those who are working against the company, it should be what? Minus you. He must be the light and the example, because if the company is not there, you are not a staff, you don't belong to the union, you don't hold any position. And our future is linked to the success and the progress of wherever we are working. Water, ECG, housing, community water. So let us do our best to contribute towards the progress. If you come to work and you yourself do a self-assessment, this whole day, what have I really contributed? Because when the month comes, you are waiting to hear the alert. But ask yourself, the alert you are waiting to hear, have you really worked that you have contributed something commensurate with that alert you are expecting? Let's do our best. Let's go the extra mile, because this is where our livelihood depends. It's only not about yourself. And I always tell many of our people when we meet, a lot of us working where we are today, whether water or ECG, most of us are here today because of some relation who worked earlier in the company or is even still working. If they had not contributed to build the company, do you think you will have the opportunity? They have toiled, they have made an effort, and the company is standing today. It is your turn. So let's also do the best. Because we may be young, we may be old, we may be middle age. Some of us are already parents. We are paying school fees for our children. You expect that when your child completes school, he will not continue to depend on you. I will find a job somewhere. And out there now, there are no jobs. And the rate keeps increasing because year in, year out, our various universities, both government and private, are churning out so many graduates. They come out and there are no jobs. I don't think that that is what you want to see. Having struggled to pay all the fees and all the expenses to educate your son or your daughter for him or her to complete, and just come home and there is no job. But if we all put our hands together and build and make the company where we are working expand. If you are an example, I don't think it will be very difficult for you going to your boss asking for an opportunity for your work. So my challenge is that the work we are doing, let's do it with all diligence. Apart from the fact that it is our responsibilities or duties, let's also work. If you go to the labor law, one of the things it says is that as a worker, you should work conscientiously. Your own conscience should judge that indeed I have discharged my duties. But if you cannot pass yourself by your own assessment, how much more your supervisor? We know our own people, our colleagues at the workplace. Some will report to work either 10, getting to 11. By 3, they have taken their bags or their whatever they are going. And they are the very ones who will first ask, why is our salary not coming? God has stopped dropping the money. This the manna doesn't fall. It's what we work which yields the results. So I will admonish all of us, especially our young workers. You have a long future ahead of you. Do your work diligently. Let it not be seen that, oh, these union executives, they are the lazy ones, or these union executives, they are the ones doing all the illegalities in the company. It shouldn't be said of. Then also, as young workers, especially, I'm speaking to the young ones among us, take every good opportunity to add value to yourself. Not at the expense of your work, but by proper management of your time. You can do something to add to your skills. You can do something to add to your value. we put investment in banks, and unfortunately, in most of our water ECG, we don't know what kind of spell the insurance companies have cast on us. Everybody is doing insurance. Some are doing 2, 3, 4. Please, insurance is for some exigency, a contingency. So if something happens, but it's not the avenue for investment. You know, my father passed last year. We had a funeral somewhere in March. Then I took a life policy for my old man, which I had paid over 15 years. Yes. And when I put in the claim and what they paid as the entitlement, I asked myself, so if I had put all these premiums in a susu box under my bed, would it have been more than even what they are doing? But that is what they did. So please, don't commit yourself so much to these insurance policies. It's good if you have a life policy maybe for either if your parents are alive or your spouse or yourself. Please, let's stop this multiplicity of insurance, and every time we are running from one bank to the other, borrow. No. I wish a lot of you were at the recent meetings we held at Gaswa, where the deputy gave some expositions on how to plan your finances. You see, in life, it's not how much money that comes to you that makes the difference. It is how you plan and use it. That's why there are some even junior officers who are able to secure a good future in terms of some accommodation for themselves, not through dishonest means. Then you get some managers, some directors, they go on pensions and they don't want to move out of the company premises. So let's plan our life well, let's do our work well, and the union that we have commit ourselves to, let's show that we are there to serve. If you are a leader, it's a call to service. If you took the position because you think you get some advantages or some benefits, then please reconsider or reevaluate your motives, because you are there to provide service. If some advantages come, it's a byproduct, but you are there for the interest of your members and to speak out for them. Finally, let me admonish you colleagues. The fact that you are a union executive does not make you over and above your supervisor. So please, at the workplace, let's work with all the due respect and decorum when we are dealing with our supervisors. Sometimes we find ourselves, especially in water, ECG, and even our other organizations, where our seniors are also unionized. And sometimes we think that they should not issue query when somebody does what is wrong. But if you are responsible to ensure that there is order and discipline, you must also follow the procedures of the company. I'm not saying that our seniors should be very happy that every little thing we want to issue a query. But let's do our work with all diligence. And I'm sure that is how we contribute to make the company do well. And we will also be a good example as unionists in the company, and management will give us the respect that we need. God bless us.
Thank you, brother GS. We shine for GS. Let's shine, 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 let's shine. Can you feel the heat? Shine, 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 shine. Blast! Give it to him, sir. Thank you, GS. GS was very precise and much particular on the youth, the young worker. Yes, our future is very much important. I was telling the youth at our youth camp that yes, our predecessors, people who started our various organizations, worked so hard for us to get to this place. Now we are here working. If we are also not able to build upon what they have done, and our respective organization collapse during our time, then we are failures and posterity will judge us. And I don't think we want to be seen as such. So let's put in our effort to make sure we also leave a good legacy. Then generations to come will mention our names and God will bless us wherever we are. Thank you so much. Now we are moving straight to our next program on the list, where we have our Senior Industrial Relations Officer, Brother Robert Wedu, to take us through briefing from PUWU, NEC and Mutual Fund 2024. So Brother Wedu, if you are ready, sir. Please let's do a round of applause.
Thank you, Brother Hamid. Thank you, General Secretary. Brother General Secretary, he's the 6th General Secretary since the inception of PUWU. The 6th. The first one was Daniel Boni, followed by Brother Christian Apiaji, followed by Mr. Yanni, Brother Yanni, followed by Brother Wetijeriado, followed by Brother Bonzikwi, and he's the 6th General Secretary. Of course, if you go into the all these people that I've mentioned, it stands very tall. If you assemble professors that they should write exams, definitely one will be first. You are professors, but definitely one amongst them will take a commanding lead. So GS, we appreciate and then we value your contribution over the years as the 6th General Secretary of the Public Utility Workers Union. And like Brother Hamid rightly said earlier on, we have ever occupied the Secretary Generalship position. That was in the person of Brother Christian Apiaji, the late Brother Christian Apiaji. History obviously will repeat itself. So we all have to rally behind our brother Michael Edumata Nyantechi and then ensure that he becomes very successful at the upcoming TUC Quadrennial Delegates Congress. So we are vying for the position of Deputy Secretary General. One thing I see is that it's not about Brother Nyantechi, but it's about PUWU. It will be of a very big advantage to us when our brother assumes that position. So let us hold our hands together and then give him the needed push. Go tell a brother, go tell a friend from other organizations that our candidates and then our obvious choice is our brother. So we want him to, if I should put it locally, wear the shoes of our brother late, definitely it will happen. So it's an assignment to all of us. His success is our success. So GSV, thank you so much. The meeting we held at Kasua, that is the annual National Executive Council meeting, took place on Thursday, February 29th, February 2024, at the PUWU Conference and Hospitality Center. And the very things he said at the opening remarks, I think he has said it. So I may not even repeat it. He has said it. He's admonishing. His interest admonishing. Because it's very painful when you lose your jobs. So that has been the core, the trumpet that he sounds. He's admonishing. We should do everything possible not to let our jobs slip out of our hands. The union is a call to service, especially those of you, all of you here are leaders, because you are representing your various branches and locals. So you are all leaders. So it's a call to service. Nobody pays you for being a union, a branch chairman or a local chairman. And the backlash is sometimes, so don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. It's a call to God and to mankind. Once you have decided to make yourself available to assume that position, you are messed up of so many people, and you cannot control each and every one. You only have to have a very big heart to accommodate everybody at the district. Sometimes it's not easy at all. I'm telling you, it's not easy. 3 days ago, a branch chairman came to the hall here with a colleague. I said, what is it? So query. I said, what about that one? The contents was not too good at all. I think even yesterday, yes, you sent me one via, I printed it, I read the contents, I said, wow. The cases are actually not too good. So we as executive, we have a lot of work to do at our branches and locals. Let us also try and also organize meetings at our various branches and locals. That is the, primarily, that is the most important thing. When we intensify our meeting schedules, encourage ourselves, at least now, almost everybody has a soft copy of the CE on his or her phone. So at your meetings, you can decide that maybe today we want to look at intolerable offenses, at least for 1 hour. Maybe we want to look at major offenses. Maybe we want to look at minor offenses. Because for the allowances, they will never be the cause of your exit from your organizations. But the offenses. So let us be mindful and then organize a series of meetings. We also pledge as regional council that more divisional meetings are going to take place this year, hopefully. So at just ended the National Executive Council meeting at Kasua, just I have indicated, General Secretary gave his opening remarks and he actually admonished councillors to be dutiful in all their dealings in their various organizations. We must also be decro in whatever we do. He actually remarked, recently there were some divisional elections. Ghana Water Limited had their GSU, SSU elections. State Housing also had theirs, and then the ECG also had their junior staff election. And then there were some campaigns that were actually projected out there. And some politicking, unpalatable comments, and so he actually commented about that. But within the fraternity, it's about all of us. At the end of the day, if somebody wins and another person loses, we are still within the PUWU fraternity. So it should not be our practice, because that has not been the norm. So we must not initiate this practice that anytime we are going to competitive elections, we have to, as it were, smear one another. It's not proper. So General Secretary actually highlighted on that. Then we had the National Vice Chair from TUC, in the person of Sister Philomena Abba Samson. Ordinarily, Secretary General should be in attendance, or his deputy. But in the absence of that, any rep can be asked to represent TUC at our annual National Executive Council meeting. One thing about PUWU is that over the years, there has never been in a single year that we have not been able to hold our National Executive Council meeting. It's a constitutional requirement, and we have dutifully fulfilled that requirement beyond expectation. I think we have lived up to expectation. Like I said, the type of leadership that we have in a particular dispensation tells it all. It tells it all. So for the 6th General Secretary, that's part of our history. It will certainly always be a memorial. Certainly, it will always be a memorial. So we have been able to fulfill all our constitutional mandates. And then Sister Philomena Abba Samson actually commended PUWU for being able to organize our National Executive Council meeting every year. She also encouraged us to be more strengthened, more empowered in our march to defend the cause of workers' rights. PUWU is a very small union within TVC fraternity. I tell you, we are almost the most powerful union. Because utility, ECG, electricity, water, housing, you cannot do without it. So even though in terms of hierarchical arrangements, who comes first, the bigger, followed by, we are a very small, tiny one. But who has the voice, who is more powerful? I think you cannot mention names without first mentioning PUWU. So PUWU, there was also an issue of maybe PUWU week celebration. That issue also came up at NEC. This thing has been on the drawing board for some time now, except that it has actually not been fully implemented. 2 years ago, Accra East, the division, we had one at the fund, that is Accra East funding, at Magdan, Labadi, Magdan Park, yes. And then last year, Accra West, we also had one that was even much bigger than what we had at Accra. So gradually, I think we are getting there. We are getting there. Once Accra East, Accra West, we have done something. And yesterday, when Accra West had the, how do you call it, regional council meeting, it was one of the agenda, one of the discussions that was mentioned. That this year, we are also going to go Accra West fundings. And it's very, very interesting, I tell you. So the PUWU week celebration that will comprise of several games, several symposia, forum, and other things. We have not thrown it out of place completely. It is still under serious consideration. The subcommittee is still working on that, and then hopefully we will make a very good progress. Migration of a business unit from CTC to PUWU Mutual Fund. You know, we have the PUWU Mutual Fund, we also have the business unit. So there has been some conversation that why don't we migrate, the CTC, the business unit, which is in the hands of CTC, to, as it were, merge with the mutual fund. A subcommittee, I think our Deputy General Secretary was even a member, and our first trustee, I think second trustee also. So all the blueprints have been actually worked out on, and then the subcommittee has also completed its report. the major handicap, the discussion we had at NEC, is a dependable supplier. A dependable supplier. So they are all part of considerations that leadership of the union is still looking at. There was also an issue about ECG contract meter readers. Meter readers, Raleigh, do you have your dressing? Great, you are welcome. For meter readers, they have been unionized, fully unionized. There were a few occasions that the general manager, some presumably, were creating that impression, oh, they don't know that they are unionized. And there are certain decisions that were being taken. I can only speak for my rating. I have to quickly move in to draw the attention that no, they are unionized. And for that matter, whatever disciplinary procedure that they have to be subjected to must conform to the laid down procedure as in the collective agreement. Currently, there was an issue we have to ask our divisional chair, that's Brian, for the meter readers division to be on that committee. So we know you have some challenges. Some of you whose contract ended last year, 2023, have still not been paid. There have been differentials in the payment of salaries. One region will collect their salary, some will be in 2 months arrears, and then it has not. But I can assure you, meter readers, that leadership has taken note of your difficulties. And then at the appropriate time, discussions that has already been started will be reinforced when they meet management at the head office level. At this juncture, there was something that we should have done, and it was a great omission. So I will crave your indulgence, each and every one. Shall we rise up on our feet, respectfully? So this actually should have been done, but it was oversight. That within the period under review, we lost some of our own colleagues. Some through the natural way, some unnatural way, and very painful. So we cannot count some of them among us as we have gathered here. And just as the norm behoves on us, we observe a minute's silence for all the fallen comrades who could not make it until this day. Amen. Thank you. May their souls find a resting place in the bosom of our Lord. The report also captured an incident that happened at Roman Ridge, that is in Accra East, our region. Some of our colleagues went to a false station. Unfortunately, there was a blast, and there was some little problem. One was treated and discharged, and our brother Francis Intifu from Roman Ridge was hospitalized for 4 good months. He was only discharged about 2 weeks ago. And the Accra East Division, that's the GSU division, have done tremendously well. It is the same industrial accident that caused the loss of one of our brothers by name Eric Tukuche. Like I said, some died naturally, some died not through the natural way, through accident. Very painful, very, very, very painful and regrettable. So Eric Tukuche happened to be also along this line, had fallen. His burial will take place hopefully next week Saturday at Pando. So regional council definitely you will be there. Okay, I'm told the backbenchers are saying I have a sexy voice, slow voice, so they can't hear. I'm sorry. Okay. So Francis Intifo has been discharged. Not too good. There have been other colleagues who also suffered the same feats. Some personally, I had opportunity to get involved in following up on their workman compensation as part of industrial relations, following up on part of their workman's compensation. Sometimes, when you get injured, and then the workman compensation becomes a challenge, please, that is why the union is there. It is part of our duty to ensure that you are not shortchanged. There have been a few occasions, I think Ghana Water, I was there and then a young man called me. I said, what is it so about my workman compensation? So I said, okay, I'm at head office. Let's go to regional labor department. When we went, and then the regional labor officer said, oh, but you people, when you collect the thing, you shop alone. So for me, I will not compromise. So you see, if you are not careful, and then you go and sit before such a person, he will just write anything at all for you. So we are pleading that any time, we are not even praying and hoping that there will be injuries. Let us also understand that payment of workman compensation is not automatic. It is not automatic. You go to a construction site, for instance, and then you are given safety boots and then helmets. If you don't wear it, then if you don't wear the helmets, and then an object drops from above to smash your head, you are not within the construction premises. You are not entitled to workman compensation. So let us protect ourselves. All the protective instruments or items that have been provided, if you don't use it, and then there is an industrial accident, because there will be payment of compensation, then questions begin to arise. Were you officially protected? Did you use whatever was given to you as a protective mechanism? So let us also be mindful of that. I've already said ECG, Ghana Water, you had your divisional elections. We are hoping that ECG SSU, at least by June this year, will also hold their divisional election. There was some information on the budget for 2024, and since PUWU operates in a transparency manner, we want to share this information. The 2024 budget was presented by the Finance Committee Chair, that is Brother Christian Jobo, Abochi Jobo. In summary, the expected income or revenue of the union was projected as 11,977,452 pesos, against a projected expenditure of 11,965,098 cedis 48 pesos. So, if all things being equal, we are expecting that for year 2024, we will make a surplus of 12,353. That is even less than 13,000. But the bottom line is that it's a surplus. It does not mean it's a budget. So it's a projection. That is what we intend. So there could be, yes, there could be some changes. But at least for the purpose of this meeting, I need to pass on this information to you. Leadership has also considered a scheme we say members' welfare. A provision was made for the welfare of members to the tune of 180,000 Ghana cedis. That appeared in the budget. And this whole concept is that there's this insurance company by the name Salan actually approached leadership of the union that they want to sell this products, and it's purely on funeral basis, so that yourself, your spouse, your mother, your father, and 2 children will be covered. Leadership actually engaged Salan Insurance Company several meetings and realized that, oh, why don't we as a union, because union is going to pay the premium for the members, so why don't we pay it, put it in some investment set aside purposely for that? Because like GS said, he paid so many years, 15, when he lost his old man. Whatever was given to him was far, far, far less than his periodic contributions that he has done over the years. So it is projected or presumed that 1 cedi shall be paid for and on behalf of each member every month, 1 cedi. The premium, yes. Yeah, so it's a premium, 1 cedi, deducted on behalf of the workers. And I can see that some of you are grumbling. By secretariat, which is going to pay on your behalf 1 cedi every month. So you are not going to pay. And when an existing staff, a spouse, mother, father, 2 children, this is supposed to cater for. So I think the union is trying to diversify our activities and our operations. Seriously, there have been, yesterday I was at Accra East regional office. Then I was reading some of the information on the notice board, and I noticed our brother, late brother Eric Tukuche, his poster was there, and the one engineer I had to 56, right? Said I had to 56. He's a contributing member. I also saw his poster. Coincidentally, will also be buried next week. So I quickly took notice of some of these things. We all agree that when your father passes on, your mother passes on, and even your children, the secretariat, it's like we don't come in. That is it. We don't come in. So leadership has taught it wise that it's the same family. So why don't we consider, if an insurance company has this product to sell, why don't we do it on our own and then begin something, cater for our own? Of course, I know some of you, Accra East, Ghana Water. There was a time I was with a chief manager. They said Cocoa Clinic. That chief manager was transferred, went to head office, is now on retirement. We were having a friendly discussion. Then he said a lot of medical clinics are piled up. They are in arrears. They are no longer going to Cocoa Clinic. I think that even featured in the meeting, an open meeting, but later then he was giving me this briefing that, look, somebody brought some huge bill. Apparently, brought some huge bill. They paid. Then the wife one day was washing the husband's trousers or something. Then she But ordinarily, you first conduct a search in the pocket. Then she saw a receipt, hospital receipts, buried the name of the wife. The wife picked it, said, I'm called hospital. So she brought, how do you call it, the bill to chief manager. How long hospital? I saw this. So, you see, hey. So I'm pleading, if Secretariat has this, if leadership of the union has thought it very wise to initiate something like this, at least to help all of us, let us be mindful that those things, we won't bring them here. I'm pleading. No, we have to. You see our young brother sitting here. Brother Hamid said it. Once our General Secretary tenure is ending, the likelihood and possibility is the Deputy General Secretary to occupy, to assume, is 100% or more certain. Sure. That's why I can say it on authority. He's here. He's watching. He's also listening. So we don't have to go and revise, re-strategize, and then come out with new strategies and put a heavy burden on his shoulders. Please, don't let us do that. Because we are not talking about crisis in Accra West alone. Central, Western, talk about all the regions. They are all part of, yes, the insurance. So somebody will lose their father at Jasikai or Central Kofi or somewhere, and they have to pay. Somebody somewhere, they have to pay. So please, let us be very mindful. So we are grateful for this initiative, and then we hope that it shall come to fruition. So there was also the matter of our interest in the position of the Deputy Secretary General TUC. Brother Hamid has mentioned it. I have also reiterated it. Certainly, we are going for that position. We also have ECG revenue mobilization exercise that has been going on periodically. Unfortunately, that also disrupted most of our activities and timetable. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is that it is for the benefit and the good of the union. Issues about CWSA was also discussed at the next meeting. CWSA, that's Community Water and Sanitation Agency, has been one of our affiliates, like ECG Water State Housing, until a few years ago, the Chief Executive Officer was actually pulling strings apart with the union. He was actually not doing things right, and that the union could also not have sat down on concern. So some actions were initiated. Several meetings were held. I remember General Secretary and Secretary General TUC went to that one. I remember General Secretary telling me I should make a follow-up. That day, I thought the meeting would be some 30 minutes. I sat down with the man. He brought his director, Human Resource and Administration, and the man told me, so the Chief Executive, the meeting ended almost about 2 hours, 45 minutes. He told me so many things. I said, oh, Chief, if you have these concerns, you know what? We are going to hold CWSA Divisional Conference, and we will give management that platform. Come. That time, it's all CWSO from all over, the various regions. Come. This concerns me, you are telling me. I'm only an errand boy from Secretariat. My boss said, go, follow up. So these things you are complaining to me. We are going to hold a divisional conference for CWSC. We will give you platform. Management, come. Tell us, leadership of the union will be there. Then we will, because it's like you cannot take sides by hearing one side of a story. If you do that, you always make a mistake. So if you have this consensus, then you to come. We'll give you the platform. Come and share it. But the divisional conference that we are going to organize, we will certainly, it should certainly be joint sponsorship. So we will need your support, and the secretariat will also come in. It's all fee. Then, as a chief, we are going to write. It's a fee. We wrote. CWSA, I got in touch. We brought their budget. The budget was even, I think it was overboard a little. Then our PUWU accountant, and then our first trustee, I think they streamlined it. So it was within an acceptable figure. Then a letter was officially written, signed by General Secretary. Because it was something we have agreed. The letter went, it took some weeks. He replied that they have they don't even have a dime to support that program. In effect, he was even not interested about the divisional conference, and for that matter, the platform that they will even come and share their concerns. This is the man we were dealing with. So, leadership of the union had no choice than to now pursue the matter at court. Gratefully, all our reliefs that we were seeking, I should say almost about 90%, or virtually all, were granted by the courts. So you see, if leadership had not taken that legal steps, members will be in agony, in pain. Somebody is treating them as, see, the labor law does not exist any longer. And that the labor law is in his head. As and when he wishes, then he will apply. We don't want to go into details, but like our Deputy General Secretary said, all our reliefs, virtually everything has been granted. There is still some thorny issues about compensation for unlawful dismissal. He said they have even concluded. So, PUWU. The chief executive I'm talking about has been relieved of his post. He has been sacked. A new one has come. And the new one seemed to understand trade unionism. The only difficulty we are now having now with them is that there are agitations. The old man who is gone has his followers, and they are trying to, organize. So what is happening now is that we are doing re-registration of members at CWSC. We are doing re-registration. Our PUWU nomination forms are going out for re-registration, as though they are new members who want to sign on to join PUWU. So this is how far we have come with community work. But I can assure you that leadership of the union is not relenting on its efforts. At this juncture, I think we will now mention our May Day, which is coming on. The theme for this year is election 2024, the role of workers and social partners in securing peaceful elections for national development. I take it again, elections 2024, the role of workers and social partners in securing peaceful elections for national development. The national parade will be held at the Blaster Square. There will also be pre-May Day, fun games. There will also be a forum, I think 25th of April, that's next week. So all divisional chairpersons, Brother Amwa, you'll be notified, Brother Hammond, your letters we can, Brother Seth, your letters are on the way. So you will participate in the upcoming May Day forum. You know the venue, but it is on the 25th of so divisional chairpersons have been selected too. And I think Rauli Brawuri is also. Ralai, you are the vice, so you are standing for wise. Brother Daddy, you are also represent the SSU because you are the vice. John Badu has been transferred barely 2 weeks ago to Accra West. So our regional media were due for 2024. You know, last year our brother Frank Ejeti Bedu from ECG, he was the awardee. So once ECG, then it goes to Ghana Water. Brother Brani, our first trustee, regional council, name has appeared on 3 successive years. But anytime he will be creeping, anytime he will be limping, until this time the mantle has fallen on him. So our 2024 Monday awardee is our brother Stephen Brani, first trustee at Accra's regional council. Thank you, comrades, for your attention.
Because of my role as a pastor, I like standing. So, yeah, thank you very much. I think Brother Aero has spoken a lot, and I believe that we have listened well, and as we go to our various workplaces, we will organize meetings and brief members accordingly. But as executives of we are actually not very happy about the trend of events in relation to dismissals. But it's a very big border. It's a very big border and a worrying situation. There is no job anywhere. Look, I have a colleague at Commercial Bank, and she told me that, look, they have asked all of them to reapply. All of them to reapply. There is no job anywhere. So the little that, look, even as we are in, we need to sit up. Now, then you should imagine what will happen to you. So please, let us abide by our rules and regulations and work within our means of getting salary is for now just one. Try as much as possible. If you can at least get an additional one, that would help. So I'm pleading with you, members, I'm pleading with you. Because I can tell you that at a row in a company, 12 people just gone like that. At a row, 12 gone. And I believe that it is happening in other places. Please. Mr. Bodu, sometimes we say that you always want us to go and lie on paper. It is a very difficult and a worrying situation. Please. So like he has conferred with me, ECG, 11 people, 11. One district, just one district, has been dismissed outright. You are not getting anything. But anyway, Secretariat is trying to see if something can be done so that some can be what? Some can come back. You see, we are pleading with you. Let us talk to our members. Let us live within our means. Let us not go overboard. We are begging you. This is my own territory. 11 in one district is a very big blow. 11 in one district. So I would want to brief you a little on the PUWU Fund. You know, the fund as we speak now has grown very well. Just a brief summary of what the entire book is talking about. The income for 2023 was 14 million 11,705. That is the income for 2023. We had a surplus of 13,383,130 Ghana cedis. Now, the fund has grown to the tune of 107 million. You will not clap. In fact, if you know what it means for a fund to grow 107 million, you clap more than that. It is the effort between you and I. And DGS, I understand this money can open a savings bank, savings and loan bank. Yes, because we have met the capital requirement. So the fund is growing. We are pleading with you to increase your what? Contribution. So the fund will grow more. We'll get more interest and the fund will grow more. We have loans that were granted in 2023 and was 36,355,684. And then return on contributions was 12,739,973. Now, when you come to ECG membership, I'm coming to membership. When you come to ECG, we have in 2022 we have 5,708, but 2023 we have 5,834. When you come to Ghana Water, we had 2022 2,250, but 2023 2,540. PUWU office, it is still 1919. State housing, 2022 was 63, 2023 was 72. So in all, there has been some increase in membership. Community water is now 89. There has been an increase because it was in 75. Nori is still 16 as it is. And then we have BCHC 9 still as it is. And then CTC we have an increase of 2. Previously it was 4. Now it is 2. So that is all I can say. Now there were some questions that came up that people are not getting forms to increase their contributions. I believe DJs, there were forms available that were given to members to send to their. So it's on all the platforms. Please, if you need one, consult. Now that it's on the platform, then I don't think it is even important for us to talk about it. So let us make it available to our members. Let us sell out the mutual fund to members, because a lot, even look now as we speak, credit union in my company, people are, when we were coming in the car, some of the people I was coming with, they were complaining that now when you want to access loan, you don't even get it. We don't know what is happening. We don't know what is happening. But at least for PUWU Mutual Fund, we can stick our neck out and say that this is a fund. We can stick our neck out and say that this is a fund that we can all trust. At least we know what is happening. There is no hidden agenda anywhere. So please, let us tell our people to be part so we can benefit. It can be a source of, how do we call it, savings for your pension, savings for a business you want to establish, savings for any other thing. So try as much as possible to rope in people. Thank you very much. If there is any question, okay, before the question, DGS will come in. Thank you.
Shubui. I just want to highlight on some 2 major points raised by our IRO, and then I'll go to the mutual fund. I was going to say about the staff insurance. If you remember, when an issue crops up, our IROs bring us a request of the remain, and we try to support. Now we want to actualize it. So that that's the reason for the insurance. So that if in the event of an eventuality, we get to know of it, we'll now apply the fund for the purpose. That's the main reason that we are doing it. So unofficially, we used to do that. If you can remember individually when something happens to a colleague and the get notified, we quickly go to support. And the other one was our brother Monofo Mason's wife. And once we get the information, so now we want to formalize it. So we are gathering this money month on month, that once we start operating, it will take off. And as he said, we should be what? Should be truthful to one another. That the information that we get to us should be the authentic information. Then we go to community water and sanitation. Now, as IRO mentioned, we are doing this enrollment of members, but we are getting some difficulties. People are asking us, why are we re-enrolling them? They are not happy. That's the main reason why we are getting snapped, because they know that they are already members. But unless we engage them continuously. But thank God, overall we have about 85% of the members being enrolled. Some of them don't want to enroll because they said they are already members. They have not asked management to stop deducting their dues. So they are still members. And we thank God that through his intervention, the former CEO left. The new one who has come is actually cooperating with us. So in due course, you see the mainstream of our members in the council. Yesterday was a regional council meeting for Accra West, and I can assure you that our members from CWSA were present, they were fully represented. What we are here to do is to quickly hold their divisional conference and get them on board. That's what I want to read. Okay, so and then we talk about the PUWU mutual fund. Comrades, for us, this is the fund for ourselves. You know, the PUWU mutual fund was set up from the conference. Conference set up the PUWU mutual fund. Conference set up the PCAC. Conference also set up the fund. So it's for all of us. So I want to admonish all of us that once you remain a union PUWU member, you have to enroll to the PUWU mutual fund. See, once conference sanctions something, and we are comrades, we are supposed to adopt it. So let's take note of that. So come on board. One thing I've realized is, though we have numbers, huge numbers as members, the initial contribution that they started with is what they are still on. And I'm appealing to our comrades that 5 cedis, 10 cedis, 15 cedis, and 20 cedis, I mean, will no more be relevant. So, look, when we are appropriating the returns, we appropriate it on pro rata basis. So if by the end of the year, 2023, your balance is 6,000, and we are appropriating 15%, we use 15% of your balance. So if somebody joins today and his monthly contribution is, let's say, 2,000, within 3 months he has 6,000. So you have been contributing over the period. You can see the benefit that a later day contributor is benefiting against you. So please, let's take it serious. Also, when we go out to take loan, the interest goes to those institutions. When we take loan here, the interest will come to us, and we will appropriate the interest among ourselves. So what a benefit. I can say that week on week, we sign check amounting to about 800 to 1 million, and we just have a mature investment. I've asked the fund accountant not to place that investment. you should keep the investment for some time to see the trend of the loans you are taking. Once you are taking the loans, you will not place the investment, because the major reason for this is for us. If you have money, you have money available, we have to give it to you as loan first. It is when we are saturated with the loans, nobody is taking the loan, they'll go and place the investment. So in the wisdom of the Secretariat, they are saying that, hold on, let's see the trend of the loans. Last week like this, we paid about more than 1 million, 1.2 million in these loans that we led to. We just want to monitor and see if for the 3 weeks coming, we see that it continues, we hold on with the investment. After all, this is for us. So please, I'm encouraging all of you, don't rest. That place is small. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy General Secretary. Yes, comrade, we are almost getting to the end of the program, but we have one more presentation here, and our brothers or the team that is taking us through that presentation is rightly sick. Within which much time we will invite them to come and take us through the presentation. Brother Ajare, Reality Limited, please, if you are here. Let's give it to him. This is the presentation that is going to usher you into your own home. So let's take it serious. Thank you.
Good morning. Good afternoon. I would like to say a very big thank you to Deputy GS and then the regional council members for this opportunity, and then thanking them for their time, because we're supposed to be here earlier on. Well, let's start to the church then. So, well, my name is Ejare, and these are my associates. We are from Ejare Realty Limited. It's a real estate company. Okay. What we do is we are into the sale of houses and lands to staffs of corporate institutions. Yes, and we're doing this over a decade now. We are mostly focused on the staffs, because we believe that the company is not going to. We believe that the company is not going to take money from their pockets to buy land for their members. I mean, but then the staffs want, so we want to do directly with the staff, so with the client ourselves. So that's what we do. We've been doing this over a decade now, and then there are so many companies on our radar. We have the likes of Moving Pick here. We have the likes of CocoBoard, the likes of STC, Metro Mars, lots of them. I mean, lots of them. Even in this building, we have HSW, who happen to be our clients as well. So yeah, that's what we do. We target, the individual. One of the main reasons why we target individual in the building or in the companies are obvious reasons. You see, you guys are corporate workers. Fireman, what's your name, please? Wilfred. I'm going to use an example. Is that okay? Okay. So let's say Wilfred buys a land for, let's say, from someone or sheep or whatever. All right. Now, Wilfred works from Monday to Friday. Sometimes it comes to on Saturdays, maybe. So let's say there's an issue on the land. Wilfred won't have the time and the tendency to be leaving office, going to litigate, trim house and stuff like that. Though maybe he has a legitimate claim to the land, but he can't because of time's sake. So eventually he will lose the land, right? So that's what happens. Some of the challenges that they were facing, and we decided to know this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring the deal to the doorstep of the individual themselves. So they use us as their consultants, in the sense that whatever they need, we provide for them. So in this case, you bring the comfort of your space whilst we deal with the authority in working for you. And then we've been doing it over a decade, and then I think it's been helping, all right? And I'm sure that if you ask around the company that we're working with so far, they can attest to the fact that what we're saying is true. So yeah, the land is at Castle Falco, 70 by 100 feet. That's the side of the land, which is going for 25,000 Ghana cedis for a period of 4 years. 25,000 cedis for a period of 4 years. That's 48 months. Now, this is the most interesting aspect of this whole thing, okay? Now with this package, when you pay for the first 5 months, the company gives you access to possess the land. You see, we want to breach the out of litigation, all right? Because obviously when you mention land, litigation, you understand? Like where you mentioned women money, so land litigation. Obviously issue. Yeah, stuff like that. So we want to, breach the iota of litigation in the minds of our people. How do we do that? You see, we always say that people don't have a problem buying land, okay? They have a problem. But they have a problem whether or not the place is genuine. It's a legit place. That's what concerns them. So what we do is that we are going for 48 months. We'll give you 5 months. After 5 months, you have access to the land. Now, with this 5 months, we need this time to prepare the place for our clients. Obviously, because of time, clientele, demarcation, and stuff like that. So we need about 5 months to prepare the place for our clients. And then on the 5th month, okay, if Winfred comes and then sees his land, his name on the land, on that day going, he decides he wants to build on the land, he has the right to do so. So we'll give you possession in 5 months' time, whilst are still paying for your land. You see, we would always show by you've been paying for like a year and then it's 1 year plan, we don't want that. We want to have a feel to own a property, not just on paper, with receipts, but having the right to possess the place, or anytime you want to. And we advise you to do so, because we don't believe in trying to start a set to start something up. We don't believe in that. We believe that we can just start something. That's what we believe. And we're going for 4 years, so it's believed that maybe by the end of the 4th year, we'll do baby, stuff like that. So that is what we do, okay? So in the proposal we submitted to the union, you can find in there so many of the companies are working with, so many of them. And again, I'm here to convince you. Okay, media can convince you. But then I don't want you to listen to whatever I'm saying. No, I don't want that. Because, this gentleman came in and he can speak for us, right? Class what? No, I don't want that. I want you to believe me because you know what I'm saying is the truth. And how do you know that what I'm saying is the truth? Actually, when we are buying a property, okay? We are buying a property, either from a direct realty or anywhere, all right? There are 3 basic things you should consider. It's very, very important. It's the freebie. They're supposed to pay for recognition for free. That's nice this year, and I'm impressed. It's all to do show. Now, because of the camera, that's like, if the camera was back, I've seen some way by the corner, I want to go there, but the camera is preventing me. But anyway, there are 3 basic things that we need to consider when purchasing property. First, possession, ownership, reference. I said this yesterday here to the Accra West, executives who were here today. It was wonderful. They went to the site after here. It was beautiful moments. I said it here, and I'll say it again. 3 reasons. 1, possession, ownership, and reference. Was your name, the way your name sounds, I'll have to change it because they're profound, so I'll use the capital of it. So if what's your name? Albert, I can pronounce Albert. So now, if Albert wants to buy a property, okay, Albert should look for 3 things: the right of possession, ownership, and reference. So let's say this, okay. Now, if Albert buys a property from me or whoever, does Albert have the right to possess the land after initial payment? Because you should know before you complete the payment. You should know whether indeed you can work on the land. Because look, you can have documents to a particular place. If you register it in your name, but when you step the land that will chase you, it's not my happens all the time. It happens to me. That's happened to me for obvious occasions. So now, if Albert buys the land, he needs to make sure that before he completes payments, he has access to the land. If he doesn't have money to start construction, you should know at least he tries something and then he feels he has the right to possess the place. Which is why the RLC in 5 months' time will give you the access, or will give you the right to possess the place. If you don't do anything, just test us. Just test us. We like to be tested. Okay. So just or you don't need to test us, fine, that's fine. But then if you want to give that right to possess the place, okay, to check whether or not the place is genuine or not. Secondly, ownership. Now this is what we do. We give ownership upon final payment, not after. So when Albert is giving me his last 1 cedi, he's giving my last 1 cedi, I'm giving him his documents, okay? So ownership is after. So how do you attain the ownership? We do it by doing a search on a particular grounds. So assuming this whole place, I'm saying it belongs to me, okay? So what should belongs to me in terms of ownership, okay? So I'll give you a site plan, we go and do a search. Now when the search comes on the name of the company, they own the place, but it's not enough. Possession is very important. The last one, reference. So reference to is very key. So I sold the land to Albert, right? And now Albert has built on it and they're living there with the family. Now, if Albert's friend came to Albert, I want to buy a land. But with the recent issues with land litigations, I don't want to, try. So I want you to link me to whoever sold the land to you. Alright? So now when Albert links that client to me, and I sell it to the client, I'm sure the person will be skeptical or not whether the place is genuine, because Albert is my track record. Which is why the proposal we gave to the union, some of the companies are working with we sampled about 20 of them, we call them, don't even call them. Maybe because they are in my office, you see me in the course. Visit them, okay? The line of Kapua, Muguchi, Kwelebu, Guinness, Casaprego, Promasidor, lots of them. Visit them. Ask them about the company, whether they're genuine or not. Please, you understand, whether they're genuine or not. So when all these things are met your satisfaction, then I can testify to that 99.9% you are free to purchase the property. Okay, it's a very good thing. Now, so this is about the whole business concept of the presentation. But now, this was maybe you want to hear, but I want to tell you what I thought you should hear, because I never end my presentation, without saying what I'm about to say right now. So, you see, people think that sometimes how fun people think that buying a property is an option. It's an option. It's an option. But no, it's not an option. I believe it's a necessity. You see, the way you wake up and then I'm going to work, I'm going for a wedding, I'm going for food, I'm going to eat, so I'm going to buy a property, I'm going to build, it's part of the life. That's what you believe in. Until you make that a priority and necessity, you can never get there. Do you understand? Which is why all the time when I'm making a presentation like this, I also look, I can see most young guys here, and I'm happy. Young guys and young ladies here, and I'm very happy. Do you know why? Because I believe that this is the time, okay, that we should make start decisions of our life. See, sometimes how funny that we think that we have time. Yeah, we think, oh, there's time. Yeah, there's time. So Albert, you're in Ghana Water, right? How long have you been there? 10 years. Wow. 10 years. So, Mr. Albert, you don't have to answer me. I'll answer for you because I know I'm right. See, now, Albert was in Ghana Water since 2014, 10 years ago. Now, you asked Albert this question. When he came to Ghana Water in 2014, very young, he's still a young man though, but very young and vibrant. He had the energy to work for 8 hours. If you get extra, energy to go and do part-time elsewhere, if someone to call you, pack him out, go and do and then take something. But 10 years now, 2014, I'm sure after the 8 hours, before when you off your phone, but the energy is not there anymore. You know what that means? He's retiring. The retirement date it is 60 or 55, right? That's 60, early retirement 55. So 60 is when you got in there, illegally you have to go home. But retiring is when what you used to do today, you can't do it today. You need to retire. The energy is depleting. You are waiting there. So that is where you realize that you don't have time anymore. I'm sure things you thought you had time. So now, best time today. The young ones especially, we think we have time. This is the time that we need to work. This is the time that we need to make certain decisions for ourselves, where we can work hard and make properties for ourselves. It's very, very important. Look, I always say this, look, Robert goes to work for 3 basic things. For obvious so many things, but then 3 basic things. What he's going to eat, what he's going to wear, where he's going to lay his head. But the most important thing of all is where he's going to lay his head. Because if he was left with what to eat and then what to wear here, and I'm sure the VCPS can easily give it to us. But where we level ahead is very important. You see, people think that when I'm going on retirement, I'll use my pension money to go and buy, a house again or something like that. No, it's not possible. It is not possible. You can't use net money, lump sum to go and buy a house. You can buy a land, but how are you going to build it? I don't know. That's what I mean. So this is the time. That's the reality. That's how funny it is. That's the reality. That's what I mean. That's the truth. So I didn't know we have an opportunity to pay for a property for the next 4 years. This package we started for a long time, but never did 4 years. We started 4 years last year. We ended the 4 year system this year because we want to reach out to as many as we can. We want a mission. Look, Mr. Albert, let's do this exercise now. The land is 25,000 to this, right? Nice. In 4 years' time, okay. Obviously, the price will have accumulated to about. We can give me a rough guess here. 50 is more. 55. This is 75,000. Like 75. It's 75,000. That's about 300% increment, right? Now, answer this question, Mr. Albert. Now, the land has increased by 300% in 4 years' time, of which it will go high. Because when HSW came last year, they got the land last December at 22,000, right? 22,000. The same place that they bought the land for. Today, the value is 30,000 cities. Less than a year. Less than about 6 months. 30,000 cities. Imagine the cost of a year. And you're going for 4 years. Those are 25,000 cities. 300% increment, right? So hey. Now what's the next 13 years? Now you realize that in 3 or 4 years time your salary would go up by 300%. Let's assume, let's be ambitious that in 4 years time your salary increase by about 200%. Of which, let's assume 200%. Now answer this question. Now if that's increased by 200%, okay, and I come to you and tell you that I have a property worth 75,000 is, and I'm giving you 6 years to pay. I used to pay the 75 years with your 200%. I cannot pay. You see how funny the world works? So that is how it is. So at the end of the day, the young ones here, and everyone here, because the next best time to plan the change today, at the end of the day, we start teaching for ourselves. I can go on and go on and go on. As I said, I can talk and convince each and every one here. That's how confident I am. But it's not enough. I can say and then go, but the rest of the work lies on your shoulders. Because at the end of the day, assuming Albert buys the land, and my brother does it, you guys will be here. It's here for 10 years. It will be here again for another who knows how many years. And then it's building. Bruh, we don't come inside this way. Hey, I'm coming to you. You say the same, no. And now we say, why ding or coming over here? Ready to settle in. My brother will say something that I want to get down. It's our format in them. Get down. So before I want to go on, what for action, right? So I'll end my presentation. There's a side visit, there's a car up front. So I think I will give that to you. So we'll take this opportunity after I'll take some questions. Go to the place for yourself, okay? Take this as part of their life that you are living. Don't treat it as an option. If our parents couldn't come to Accra early and secure property for ourselves, let it for us and our children. Do you understand? People buy the land not because